Election Commission think that they own India, they own India's democracy, they own India's elections, and they can function as the dictators, like the Stalin and Hitler's of the past.
Where you have demanded the dissolution of the election commission. Now, do you think that is really possible? Even if you have demanded,
It
practically
should,
speaking,
it
how will
should
that be
be
possible?
possible. It should be possible.
You are saying the Supreme Court is behaving like a khap panchayat.
Yes, and they are requesting, they are begging the election commission, mehrabani karo, mehrabani karo, mehrabani karo. People are not going to the Supreme Court not for mehrabani. Supreme Court has got rich jurisdiction, which is fearsome, awesome powers they have. They have to issue command. They are not to request for mehrabani. आइए mehrabani करो, वो अपना आधार, please include the Aadhaar, mehrabani. Please include Epic, mehrabani. Please publish the list, mehrabani. What is happening? The Supreme Court is destroying itself, its own authority.
Are you saying that with the rollout of SIR 2.0, Election Commission is on a suicidal mode, and also the Supreme Court is also on a self-destruct mode?
This way, they are on the path of destroying their own institutions.
Hello and a warm welcome to HW News Network, your one-stop show, truth be told, for some engaging and thought-provoking conversations. Election Commission of India rolled out the second phase of SIR, that is the Special Intensive Revision of Voter Lists in 12 states and union territories, including the poll-bound Tamil Nadu, West Bengal, Kerala, and Puducherry. Now, the revision will cover 51 crore voters. Now, all this has been covered by the mainstream media, but what has significantly not been covered by the mainstream media is a very, very important conclave held in Chennai. And this conclave was a citizens group which collected, and it included lawyers, it included bureaucrats, it included people from the civil rights movement, and they gathered together and they passed a resolution. And that resolution is a very important document. I want to show you on the screen how this document, what does it say? That's very important. Now, one look at this document, it says a call to every voter of India. We the people say no to SIR, no to compromised electoral integrity, no to this partisan ECI, and no to the stolen mandate government at the center. Now, if you scroll it above, there are more pages to this document, and this is very important. They have summarily rejected the SIR. They want a dissolution of the election commission. And what I'm told is that the blueprint for doing this is already in place, and they will reach out to the people. And this Chennai conclave message will reach out from door to door. Joining me this evening is retired bureaucrat and IS officer and author MG Devasahayam. And let me tell you about MG Devasahayam, that he was a returning officer when the elections during the emergency were held. He's been tracking the electoral democracy, vote theft, and the EVM movement as well very, very closely. He joins us this evening. Thank you so much, Mr. Devasahayam, for joining on Truth Be Told. And my first question to you is that the SIR has already been rolled out, the second phase, which includes about 9 states and 3 union territories. Now, the Chennai conclave, what does it do? Does it give a direction on what these activists, and I'm told about 400 to 500 people are gathered in Chennai. What are you going to do now when the process is already in place? It has already been rolled out.
We had anticipated this. Thank you, Neelu, for this opportunity. I would like to explain the rationale behind the Chennai conclave. of which I am part of. See, we had anticipated this from the Election Commission of India. The functioning of Election Commission in the last 5, 6, 7 years has been completely secretive, opaque. They function more as a secretive society. They are functioning under the orders of some 2, 3 people sitting in North Block or South Block, and they are not either consulting the people, they are neither answering to the people, they are not even talking to the political parties, the opposition political parties. There is no discussion, there is no debate, there is nothing whatsoever. They think that they own India. Election Commission thinks that they own India, they own India's democracy, they own India's elections, and they can function as the dictators, like the Stalin and Hitler's of the past. Now that is not the way a democracy functions. Election is an essential part of democracy, and election has to be conducted in consultation with the people. The election is for the people of India, and any processes and procedures has to be done in consultation with the people of India. Political parties are only stakeholders; they are beneficiary stakeholders. Let me tell you, there are three stakeholders in the election system in India. One is the people of India, the voters. They are the mandating stakeholders. They are the ones who give the mandate for the political parties to form governments or not to form or sit in opposition. It is depending on their mandate. Ruling party A either forms the government or sits in opposition. The stakeholder B is a political party, which is the beneficiary. They are the beneficiaries. They are not mandating. They are the beneficiaries. Either they are benefited by forming the government or benefited by being in the opposition. And the election commission is the facilitator, umpire, a referee, completely impartial. So it is the highest stake is for the people of India, the voter of India, and they are never consulted. They are like treated as sheep, as if you can order. And this facilitating fellow orders. Now, for an umpire, referee is order. Now, imagine Indian people are very fond of cricket. They watch cricket very passionately. Imagine the umpire standing on the side giving the order how to bat, how to bowl. Does the people break them? They break their head. I mean, do you think they will tolerate?
Right.
Umpire
So,
stand there and and do the umpiring and do it in a fair manner. Here, the election commission has assumed the role of all the three. So, arbitrarily, arrogantly, they have conducted the Bihar SAR. I don't want to go into the other aspects of elections because now we are talking about the SAR. And they have not learned any lessons except some minor lessons like a document B, this document also will be added, this document will also be added. There is no proper procedure, there is no proper framing of rules. First of all, for an operation like this, for an exercise like this, there got to be well defined, well framed rules. Rules themselves should be framed in consultation with the people, the stakeholders.
so you
Stakeholders.
are saying that one of the key demands of this Chennai conclave has been that there should be proper rules framed before the SIR is rolled out.
In consultation with the stakeholders, and the roles must be notified
Okay.
appropriately, and then SIR will be done as per these rules, stringent rules, which people can then also see that it is enforced. See, people are not like sheep. They also must know under what rules they are issued some only guidelines. Guidelines is meaningless. Guidelines are violated. Rules, you are bound by the rules. You are not bound by the guidelines. Okay, so they have not framed even after the even if you take Bihar as a pilot project, it had a lot of deficiencies. Okay, you did that, but you are brazenly arrogating yourself and pushing it throughout the country, which we reject. That is, sir, the resolution, as we say, we reject that SIR. We will, we will have to tell the people, no, they are not doing it for you. They are doing it for some vested interest. They are doing the serving pre-cooked food to some political parties, and we should not allow that to happen. That is the issue mainly.
No, so
So
you are saying that the at Chennai conclave, you all of you have decided to reject the SIR, and you are demanding that proper rules and guidelines should be framed before the process is rolled out. But I'm coming to the key demand, and which is a very important one, and it makes a strong headline where you have demanded the dissolution of the election commission. Now, do you think that is really possible? Even if you have demanded,
it
practically
should,
speaking, how
it
will that
should
be
be possible.
possible?
It should be possible.
How?
See, it is the appointment process has been defective from the very beginning. It was an executive appointment from the very beginning. Actually, Constitution clearly says, Article 324, 325, 226, which lays down the electoral, the Parliament shall enact a law for the appointment of election commissioners. Okay. No Parliament never enacted a law for 70 years, 70, 75 years, and made it into an executive appointment. One secretary to the government of India retiring, he was appointed as election commissioner, single election commission. Went on, went on, went on. Mid 90s, when session was there was a clash between session and the government. They made it into a three-member. Even then, he did not amend the law. They made it three-member commission. But there was no law for the appointment of election commissioners. Equally, Congress government is equally to blame, more to blame, because they were running the government for the 40, 50 years. They did not find it necessary to enact a law for on such an important matter as the appointment of the election commissioners. This government also did not do it. So people went to the Supreme Court. Supreme Court took its own time and finally gave a judgment. All right, you form a collegium. Prime Minister, Leader of the Opposition, Chief Justice of India. Merits or demerits, I don't want to go into the merits of debate that. But there's a Supreme Court judgment. You are bound by the Supreme Court judgment. That judgment was given in 2003, and in total violation of the judgment, they throw out the Chief Justice, instead bring in the Home Minister. So
That's
you are
that's
these are important points. Let me complete. You bring in a Prime Minister, Home Minister, Leader of the Opposition becomes a supernumerary. You already have a majority, and they form a collegium, and they pick and choose. They pick and choose their favorites who can dance to their tune, and they appoint. So the totally defective process.
Devasahayam, my question is that already
And no,
this
no, no,
case is
you asked the question. I am replying to that question. Why I say the election commission should be the word that we have used, that dissolve. It is appointed illegally, and then again it is gone to it's lying before the Supreme Court. Unfortunately, Supreme Court has become a kata panchayat. They are not functioning properly. Their own orders have been violated, and they are not taking up the issue. So this set of election commissioners are illegal election commissioners.
no.
So
You
that's
are
why
what
we
you
have
are
we want to solve.
what you are saying is right, that this is an illegal election commission because it doesn't have a neutral person like Chief Justice of India, whom they threw long time back. But now the election commission is in place. You have a Supreme Court case which is pending. Justice Surikant and several others who are there in the bench, they are not ready to take up this case. So what will you do? Just by deciding at the Chennai and conclave that you want the dissolution of the election commission, how will you make this into a public movement? Because you've got to reach out to the people, tell them, how will the people start this movement on dissolving the election commission? That I'm not able to gather and understand. How
People's
will they do it?
people's people's movement have been formed earlier, and they have also successfully completed their task. Now, for instance, the most recent movement was ANC Citizen Amendment Act and national record of national population record. There was some people's movement, and it was interrupted by COVID. In spite of that, they had to abandon the CA. CA was abandoned because that movement was catching fire like anything. It's not that movements have not started. The small movements, big movements. See, projects have been stopped. I have been part of quite a few movements where projects have been stopped. Media doesn't report. That's a different matter. Silently, things are going on. See, Gaudiya media, our mainstream media is completely subjugated. They have become slaves. Social media has got very limited scope. They don't have, so many things that is happening is not known to the people at all. Even this conclave, such an important resolution, some important deliberations, no, except the Hindu, no media published it. For them, they've got other priorities. See, the question is, just because media is not publishing it, don't think that people's movements are not going on. It's going on. So here, what is happening is, we find there's a total collapse of institutional collapse. Now, people ran to the Supreme Court. Supreme Court legally under the Constitution is the last bastion of justice. Supreme Court is also functioning like a cup panchayat. They are not functioning as Supreme Court. They are not exercising their jurisdiction. They are asking election to commission
You
to
are
be a
saying
mayor.
that the you are saying the Supreme Court is behaving like a khap panchayat.
Yes, and they are requesting, they are begging the election commission, mehrabani karo, mehrabani karo, mehrabani karo. People are not going to the Supreme Court not for mehrabani. Supreme Court has got rich jurisdiction, which is fearsome, awesome powers they have. They have to issue command. They are not to request for mehrabani. आइए मेहरबानी करो वो अपना आधार please include the Aadhaar मेहरबानी, please include Epic मेहरबानी, please publish the list mehrabani. What is happening? The Supreme Court is destroying itself, its own authority. Today, when the matter is pending before see, when the Supreme Court has given a clear judgment in the matter of the appointment of election commissioners, and this government throws it out, and people go back to the Supreme Court saying that your own orders have been violated, they have not taken up with the case. What are they scared of? Supreme Court is self-destructing itself. Now here again, in this case, people ran to the Supreme Court, hoping that there will be some justice. They say election commissioner Mehraban, two Mehrabani, and they are bothered. They're not bothered.
Are you saying
Even
that
at the
with the
case,
rollout, are you saying that with the rollout of SIR 2.0, Election Commission is on a suicidal mode, and also the Supreme Court is also on a self-destruct mode?
this way they are on the path of destroying their own institutions. See, the founding fathers everywhere in the world, at least in a democratic setup, democracies can be sustained only through institutions, not individuals. Individuals come and go. Electoral process, only 5 years life for any individual, only 5 years. People may give them another 5 years. That's all. After that, the individual has to go. Our nature will take care of it. God will take care of the. You have to leave the whole world itself. So individuals cannot sustain a democratic system. Only institutions can sustain. Institutions go on and on. Institutions cannot be destroyed. Once you destroy the institution, democracy is destroyed.
Right.
Now, in this case, I openly say with all responsibility, the Election Commission and the Supreme Court of India are self-destructing themselves. When they become irrelevant, when the people feel, what's the use of going to these institutions? What's the
Yes.
use? The next point will be, what's the use of these institutions? First point will be, what's the use of going to these institutions? Next stage will be, what's the use of these institutions? So, what is the next stage? We take over. See, that's what the point is. These are all evolving process.
Right. But I'll come
So
to
civil
the other demand.
society,
Right. No, I'm saying that
yeah,
I'll
civil
come to the other
society can.
demand.
Yeah, yeah.
No,
Yeah, yeah.
the
Anyway,
resolution which you all have passed has also called for 100% VVPAT verification and the decentralization of the election commission and stronger state level mechanisms to protect the voter rights. Now, how do you think that is going to be possible? Because uh, it seems next to impossible because only these points have been raised. But look, the courts have rejected that. There is no movement as such on these particular issues. How will you make that possible?
that's what I am saying. The point I am making. Courts will be made irrelevant. At the end of the day, courts are not the final authority. They are there as long as make their functioning. The Election Commission is also is not the final authority. They are relevant as long as they function. If they themselves make themselves irrelevant. See, you made these two points that we have raised are very important points. 100% VVPAT verification is not our invention. It is the Election Commission's invention. They brought this and they gave an undertaking to the Supreme Court, and Supreme Court mandated it. After that, they've destroyed the VVPAT. They have said we will not count the VVPAT. What's the use of having the VVPAT, spending 15, 18 lakh rupees and doing all this tamasha, one more machine? If they don't count it, what's the use? You go back to the Supreme Court, they are silent. Their own orders. Supreme Court's own 2013 order, Supreme Court is not willing to enforce it. Supreme Court is making itself totally irrelevant. So, next point is election. Democracy basically is a decentralization. Now, why should election be all centralized? That also is not even mentioned. I read the original constitution. How the idea came, let me tell you. I read the original constitution. Original constitution election is dealt with under Article 289, which clearly says, drafted by the original Constituent Assembly, 289(1), Central Election Commission to conduct Parliament, President and Vice President election. State Election Commission to conduct State Assembly election. Clearly, it is there in 289. Then, when became the final draft, which was adopted, it became Article 324. That was done by Ambedkar, Dr. Ambedkar. He changed it, made it into a centralized. He said both elections, Parliament, Assembly, will be conducted by the Central Election Commission. There was a reason. Those days there was no State Election Commission. There were it was very difficult to form State Election Commission in 20-25 states at that time. So they thought that it will be okay. Let's do with one election commission, which was formed in 1950, and all the elections went to the. Now, this situation is not so now. In 1992-93, the 73rd, 74th Amendment came in, establishing the Panchayat Raj and urban local bodies. Then, for conducting their elections, State Elections Commission has been formed. For the last 20-25 years or so, almost all the states have got State Election Commission. Same IAS officers as commissioners. So, states have got, State Election Commission has got infrastructure and an institution to conduct state assembly elections. Why should you have centralized? Why should Tamil Nadu election be conducted by the fellow sitting in Delhi? Kerala should be conducted by a fellow sitting in Delhi. Why? States are autonomous. In India, India is a union of states. India is not a central administrative territory. So that is the demand that we made. It is not a new demand.
This will require all the political parties to come together. If you're talking about decentralization of the election commission, that's not going to be a very easy process. We don't have the numbers. The parliament.
No. Better political parties come together. Otherwise, they will also become irrelevant.
No, but where are the numbers? Devasahayam, where are the numbers? Even if the political
parties. It's a process. Numbers depend upon the people of India. Number depends upon the people of India. You see, do you think that MLAs and MPs are self-appointing themselves? Are they electing themselves? Somebody is electing them. They are
Yeah.
watching. See, they have controlled the media, and media they can come out with all kind of fraud and nonsense. Bakwas likhte rehte hain. We know actually what is happening, but it can't go on forever. It can't go on forever. For some time they can keep on cheating. Political policy also better understand the mood of the people. Otherwise, they will also become irrelevant. And many political parties have already become irrelevant.
No,
So the
but
question
as
is,
far as,
yeah,
as far as the electoral democracy is concerned, Mr. Devasahayam, we've been talking about vote theft. I've interviewed you so many times. We've spoken about the appointment process of the election commissioners. We've also spoken about how to decentralize the election commission. The roadmap is there, but the implementation is where the things are lacking. Now, this Chennai conclave, how will it become a turning point, if I may call, if it has to become a watershed moment for the electoral democracy?
there's a proverb about peacock. Peacock. I don't know whether you heard of that proverb. If you keep on begging a peacock, give me one of your feathers, give me one of your feathers, she will not give, or he will not give. You have to pluck the feather from the peacock. People will do that. People will do that. Begging stage is over now. Peacock thinks that because she is beautiful and dances, everything is okay. No,
You are saying that all this while we've been begging for electoral democracy, but now it's time to snatch it
pluck it,
and pluck it.
pluck it, snatch it. Yes, snatch it back because it belongs to the people. See,
Hmm.
all these institutions are on lease. See, let's look at the fundamentals. Elected representatives, the original power are we the people. We the people. They are the sovereign, they have the power. They give power for 5 years to their elected representatives. That is how political parties form government, whether in the state or the state. They have taken lease of their power, and the person who gave the lease can withdraw the lease. But in this case, he is giving 5 years time. Similarly, all the institutions are made, created by for we the people. They are the people. They are backing on whether the President of India or the Supreme Court or whatever court. It is the people. It's the people who gave, and they can take it back also. They can take it back also. I hope that
Right.
situation will not come.
Right. No, but my last question to you, Mr. Devasahayam, is that now the resolution has been passed at the Chennai conclave. Mainstream media hasn't covered that except for one or two newspapers or the websites which have covered it. How will you plan to take this entire program forward? Is the blueprint ready? Do you know how and when it has to start getting implemented?
See, this conclave is basically, as you mentioned, a group of intellectuals, activists, and this is the guideline framework that we have given to the people. People on the field, there's a different set of people. Grassroots people are already there. They are part of our group. Discussions have taken place. They have spread throughout the country. They are in touch with the people. It's not that we are talking in on empty terms. There are people, and they are experts in communication, in talking to the people, taking the message to the people, and already the work is on. We have sought the help of the political parties also. Political parties also, in their own interest, because they are much better organized, they got the mobilization power. They are also working on it. Tamil Nadu political parties have already declared their stand, and they are going to have a all India, all political parties. Already the ruling establishment in the center and their allied parties are already supporting because they have an agenda. The other group is opposing it, and in Tamil Nadu it has become black and white, clear. So the question is, they are having a all party meeting on November 2nd. They will come out with their. But Political parties will have their own way of doing things. Public will have our own way of doing things. Because at the end of the day, it is the people. Political parties, as I said earlier, they are only a beneficiaries, the real stakeholders of the people of India. But
No, so
because of the volume,
am I to
no,
assume when this
because of the volume, no, no, because of the, no, let me complete. Because of the volume, size, and sort of diversiveness of the population is massive, is huge,
yes.
but it may
No,
take time. But
asking that because SIR
yeah,
2.0 is being rolled out, so am I to assume that this process is going to be opposed tooth and nail by the political parties, by all the civil society people like you and several others who gathered at Chennai? Are you going to oppose this tooth and nail, SIR
no,
2.0?
if they conduct it in a rogue manner as they propose to do, yes. But if they frame rules which has which is which is good, and which has no fraudulent intent, and conducted in a proper manner, then there is no need for opposing. The
All right.
question is them doing it in a rogue manner, arrogant manner, without any rules. And but we will certainly insist on public audit, social audit. Only
I
people
was
will
looking at
decide.
I was looking at a story on Indian Express online edition where it said that SIR 2.0 is different from the SIR which happened in Bihar because it will focus more on inclusion and not verification. Would you buy that story?
There is nothing known as SIR in law. Number one. Fundamentally, Election Commission is wrong, Indian Express is wrong, Godi Media is wrong. There are only summary revisions and intensive revisions. There is no special intensive revision. For that, they have to frame a separate rule, set of rules, and strictly adhere to that rule. And also, they have to build in the public audit into that. At the end of the day, it is my vote. I must know. So there must introduce a system of social audit in panchayat, village panchayats, urban wards, urban residential welfare associations. People will participate in the process, and they will finally say, "This is our voters list. Go and do the election based on that." It is not Ganesh Kumar and company saying that this is the voter list and we will conduct this. We will not allow that to happen.
All right. All right. Okay,
Democracy
sir.
has to be played as democracy, not autocracy.
All
Yeah.
right, so we'll have to wait and
Thank
watch
you.
now. The SIR 2.0, the process has begun. Can it be opposed tooth and nail? That is question number one. And plus, will the rules and the guidelines be framed as what Mr. Devasahayam explained? So we'll have to wait and watch. Thank you so much, sir, for joining on Truth Be Told. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.